Hello everyone and welcome back to some Stanley Parable. So last time I restarted the session, it asked me to do the time and all kinds of other stuff on here, and well, that's actually the 12 a.m. right now. Um, and so I I don't know, I did it. I set the regular time and everything, and it was like, oh, thanks for setting the time. So now I'm doing it. It actually is 12 a.m. So I don't know. Oh man, look at this. After my big speech about how impressed I was that you weren't just inputting 12, you go and do it anyway, man. But what if it actually is 12 though? That's the thing. I don't know how to feel about this. Yeah. It. Oh God, this guy, this game, this guy. They know exactly what's going on here. You know what? It's crazy because if you do, oh, what do we got? No, I don't love it. It just actually is midnight. It's a lot of time being mad at people who said it. Imagine. I've been unfairly vilifying them for their love of 12. Perhaps I have. Or settle with a slider? What? Unfair. Just say regardless whether it's actually midnight right now. Having a great time adjusting these settings. It is actually midnight right now. Good to collect data. Imagine. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Dude, what is this game? This is what, like the 28th episode I've done? What's going on here? Okay. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Yo! It just keeps us coming back, doesn't it? Look at that. It just keeps us coming back. I love it, though. It literally, this game, I could play this game till I die. This is crazy.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 42.
Here, we know what's going on here already. We know what's going on here at this point.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so we got something on here.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm not sure what was on that screen. I'm not sure. There's the bucket. What's this say? Just some nonsense, I think. I don't think you can zoom in. If there's a way to zoom in, I should probably do that. Was this always here? No bucket? We'll buck the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's do the left. Let's see what happens here. I don't know, just in case. I'm gonna check some stuff. There's no number on that door. That's kind of weird.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Do the B room.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Now, if you stay in here for a long time, he gets frustrated with you.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
He's making keyboard sounds. I'm not even touching a keyboard right now. It's so interesting. You would think a game that has all their loose ends wrapped up would have
just sitting in the broom closet.
Not the keyboard sound. So funny.
At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Not sweet FA. I'm back. Well, wait a minute. Oh, that's the slide. Okay.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I may be.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't remember if I've done anything interesting down here or not. What's that? Nothing? Or can I pick that up? It's like a fucking note or something. I don't know. Anyway.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
No, I can't do
He
it.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
I can't
He
do
might
it.
be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
So we
All
haven't
of
done
my
this part
coworkers
in a
blinking
while.
mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
And I'm
None
not
of it
sure.
made any
Oh,
logical
no.
sense.
We are in the
And
loop
as
again. This is
Stanley
why I didn't
pondered
come
this,
down here
he
before.
began to make other strange observations.
We keep
For example,
stepping in the loop.
Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever
So
he
this
went?
part we've done
And
already.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Look at this.
I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
So I wonder if this ending stays the
What a
same.
relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually
I don't know.
wrong. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after
I feel
all.
like, well, the definition of
Thought to himself,
insanity.
I suppose I'll
On
wake
many
up soon.
levels,
I'll
honestly.
have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun. And
I don't
Stanley
remember
marveled
this.
that he had still not woken up.
But this is wild. I actually don't remember this.
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd,
Man, I wish there was
wondered if
something
this
else to
voice
interact
spoke to
with,
all
though.
people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Now, I'm not going to
Stanley
test this
is
out, but I
as
was wondering
awake
if I
right now
stop in a
as he's
room
ever been in
and
his
he's
life.
done narrating, does that
Now, hearing the voice
change
speak these
anything?
words was quite a shock.
Look, there's the elevator, though.
After all,
Okay, so maybe I
he knew
can't
for
take the
certain, beyond a
elevator.
doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
It was a dream.
So he closed
Oops.
his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on
Damn.
his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
So creepy.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
God, this guy's
want my
voice. Every time I
apartment
play this, I
and
think
my
about
wife
how incredible
and
his
my
voice
job.
is.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am
Everything
normal.
will be fine.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
This reminds me of Am I Normal, if y'all had that in the high school assemblies. And we're back. God. Ah,
Stanley
jeez.
began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What the hell? I don't remember this at all. I know it happened now, but like what?
This is the story of a woman named
Oh,
Mariella.
wait a minute. What?
Mariella
Are we gonna be in the apartment again?
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings and walked to her
Oh,
place of
that's
work.
right. That's right.
But on this particular day,
That's right.
her walk was
I'm dead.
interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself.
It's so
and then
weird.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance,
Okay, so the downstairs bit we don't need to mess with at all anymore. What if I bring the bucket downstairs, though? Oh my god, dude.
Everyone knows what crazy.
It's a risk I might have to take, right?
She thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
I don't
am
know.
sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career.
Yeah, what if I bring the bucket down there and I'm just stuck with the bucket like this in this
She
loop?
had no time for
What if the
this,
bucket
so
protects
it was
me?
only a moment that she stood there.
Oh
staring
man,
down
I
at the
have
body,
no idea.
And then she turned and ran.
Okay. Fair enough. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. I didn't get the intro. Look, I'm
All
just...
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard
There's
Stanley
no pencil
looked,
sharpener
he
over
couldn't
here.
find a trace of his co-workers.
Look, the balloons are still there. Like, it's so weird how the game keeps I knew that thing wasn't always there. Oh my god, okay. Be my Valentine?
Where are
Walt?
we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled.
I did just smile. God, this game!
Be fine with him.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
What the
to his
hell?
and entered the door on his left.
Oh, do we try it? Let's try it. We gotta try it. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens if I go down there with the bucket. I am
Still no one was
confusion.
here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket
Nope.
walked upstairs
We're
to
going
the boss's
downstairs. We're doing the
office.
thing.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He
Bucket.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work.
Remember I said the definition of insanity earlier?
In such a competitive economy, why had he taken that
Oh
risk?
my
Maybe
god.
because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred.
I think we're stuck in the loop again.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his eyes.
Okay.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange.
See, the
The
bucket.
bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
Hey,
How
hey,
did I
hey,
end up
hey.
with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
We don't want to get...
Surely no good would come from
Whoa!
this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations
Where the hell is my
Stanley might
bucket?
experience without the psychologically grounding
Excuse
presence
me?
of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Oh man, they
Now he felt
tricked me.
himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now,
Dude.
he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to
Wait.
room, passing by one bucket after the next.
Ah,
None of them
food.
were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Oh my god, wait!
Stanley, find me.
He had to
Wait a
find the
minute.
bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew
What?
where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all
Dude,
along.
what in the hell?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
What the hell?
She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
She has a bucket?
But on this particular day, her walk was
excuse
interrupted by
me?
the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on
Poor
the
Stanley, dude.
Right away, she knew what the problem was.
Lost a bucket?
This man had no bucket.
No.
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator
You
describing
need the
all of his
bucket.
actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd
I
taken his
hate how
bucket
well
with
it
him.
crosses over to real life
Perhaps
like
he
this,
didn't
though.
even
It's so
realize
weird.
He'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Marietta thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
Guys, hug your buckets at home. This is a great lesson.
There were a myriad of confusing
Hug your
problems
buckets.
she would
Tell your
solve
buckets
if
you
it
love
went
them.
to work, for which her bucket would
Be there for
provide
your buckets.
absolute guidance and total
You never know
clarity.
when it could be your bucket's last moments.
My life kicks ass, and she flipped all the way. to
What? Now that's what I want to see. I want to see her back flipping all the way to work, dude. You kidding me? What the hell? All right, let's take a look
All
around
this
the
code
orifice
was
real quick.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Interesting. Do we get bucket? What's this? Surname access. No. No, we want to turn all off.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Man.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I almost want to go down a third time just to see what would happen. Would it be the same exact thing, or would this be my bucket now? I don't know. Do we full send it? I mean, also, who cares, right? Let's full send it. I just want to see. I just want to see, and then we'll pick it up next time. Because this is definitely different.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's
sounds the
office
same,
was
though.
where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What do you think? I don't know.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
I think it's going to be the
He
same.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy...
Why is this all messed up down here? Was that always like that? I know it was last time.
Everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe he thought
I think
to
it is the
himself,
same.
"Maybe
Damn,
I
dude.
am crazy."
I thought we were going to get
He
something
looked down
cool.
at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked.
Yeah, and the bucket's not
The
going to
bucket
respond.
returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
So I'm going to lose it, and then it's just going to be the same thing.
This isn't my bucket.
Damn,
It's just
dude.
a
I was
normal,
sure there was
everyday
going to have a whole new bucket
Someone
scene or
else's bucket, perhaps.
something,
How
you
did
know?
I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good
Again,
will come from this. Who knows what
definition
sort
of
bizarre
insanity, right?
hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding
I don't know. I
presence
want
of
to tie up all these loose ends, though, you know?
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll pick this up next time then.
He exclaimed.
And then,
"Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
what's it called?
Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it calling to him.
Stanley, Stanley, it's me.
What if I do this? Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'll play this out real quick. And then we'll just pick it up next time at the beginning or whatever. But yes, thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate you more than you know. Yeah, who knows? Dude, this is crazy. This game is wild, but I have all kinds of other ideas with this. Begin the game again. I don't want to touch that because I feel like, I don't know. I think that's going to be a problem, so I won't do that. But yes, guys, I will see you all next time. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good one.